So the question is, what is the correct brooder temperature for your chicks? Well, that depends on the age of the chicks. And I'm going to show you different age chicks and the different setups I have for the amount of heat that they need at their age. Come check out these chicks here. They're 5 days old. So they are brand new babies and they need this heat lamp at this height for this brooder. The height of your heat lamp is going to determine how much heat they're going to receive. The lower the heat lamp, the more heat they're going to get. The higher you raise it, that's going to change the amount of heat. So right here, we're at 95 degrees because that first week of life, your chicks should have 95-degree brooder temperatures. That's here for this Rubbermaid tub. Next week, when they are over a week of age, I'm going to raise this just a little bit higher. I need 5 degrees to come off of this, and that's going to be about here. And that is going to bring them to 90 degrees. But I'm going to verify that because look what I got. I have a brooder thermometer in here. So when the chicks need that 95 degrees from their heat lamp, they're going to sit right here. When they're warm enough, they're going to move over this way, have some food and water. When they get cool, they'll head back over and warm up again. I picked up this thermometer at Tractor Supply, and it has been so helpful with my incubators, with my brooders, and room temperatures, just so I know exactly what we're working with here for temperatures. And I love that it has a little cheat sheet on it. So right here it says week 1, 95 degrees, week 2, 90 degrees, week 3, 85 degrees, and so on. So it's a little cheat sheet to have on here, which is really nice. I also do keep the full 8 weeks of temperatures. I have the whole chart always ready to look in my chick folder so that I also have that cheat sheet just to make sure I'm staying right on track, 5 degrees less each week until at 8 weeks old when they're fully feathered out and the weather is warm enough for them that they can go without the heat. So 95 degrees on these chicks here. Now the chicks I have outside in the chick coop, that's a different story because we're talking about chicks that are 3 weeks old and 4 weeks old. So that is a different height for their heat lamps. And they're older, so they have more space as well too. Okay, so in this chick coop, we have 2 different age chicks here. 3-week-old chicks that are inside this cat tower kennel, and then my 4-week-old chicks here. So they need different temperatures, a 5-degree difference. So you'll see that the younger chicks have the heat lamp a little bit taller than the 5-day-old chicks that are in my house. So you set your heat lamp, you put the brooder thermometer on the floor where the chicks are going to be hanging out, right underneath that heat lamp, and you make sure that where they're located that they're getting the right temperature for their age. So these 3-week-olds have 85-degree temperatures that they can hang out under, but when they get too hot, again, they move forward. They have a lot more space in this bigger cage than in the Rubbermaid container they were originally in, and they can come get their water over here. I keep the water away from the heat lamp so that it doesn't evaporate too quickly, but it's important when you have those younger chicks, you have them in a smaller area so they don't have to get too far from that heat lamp to get to their food and water. So you don't want them to get chilled. At this age they have more feathering and they can travel a lot further to get to their water. They can head all the way to the back of the chick coop and they're good to go. They don't spend much time under the heat lamp. Our heat lamp for the big chicks is way up top. So they have the option of going up on a shelf to get to that heat lamp to warm up if they need to. I never see them go up there though. They seem very content to just hang out because the coop stays quite warm with those 2 heat lamps anyways. So it's a nice little setup for them. And having this door for ventilation, the half door, works out good. But the brooder temperatures, they're really important because it's going to help to keep them comfortable. Not only is it going to help to keep them comfortable and alive, having the right temperature, but by decreasing it each week, you're slowly acclimating them to a cooler temperature, and it's going to encourage their feathers to grow so that by 8 weeks their feathers have fully grown in, typically, and then they're ready to spread their wings, if you will, and weather permitting, go without the heat lamp. Now, if you're not using heat lamps, same concept for a brooder plate. You want to make sure the height of the brooder plate is giving the radiant heat to the temperature of the age of the chick's requirements. So again, that first week, you want to place your brooder thermometer underneath your brooder plate to make sure that it is at that correct temperature. And you're going to raise that height of that brooder plate in accordance with the age of the chick. And it just happens to work out that your chicks are getting taller anyways, and you're going to need it to go up taller with a lower temperature underneath. So if you don't want to use the heat lamps, because yes, they certainly are a fire hazard, which is why I keep a chicken wire hammock underneath that lamp up there so the bigger chicks can't fly and smack into it as easily. And all of these heat lamps are not only clamped, they also have zip ties in 3 different locations for each heat lamp. Just to be extra cautious, I don't want them falling down into the shaving, because that would definitely start a fire, and we don't want that. So if you feel safer using a brooder plate, definitely use that. Those work great as well. Now here's a chart of the different brooder temperatures for each week of age, so that way you can see it on screen, take some notes. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you're watching this because you are getting chicks soon and you want to learn all about chicks, I have a chick care playlist that has a whole wealth of information about raising chicks, so you should definitely check it out. And if you haven't started your farm yet, what are you waiting for? Get your farm on.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want a farm? A wicked awesome farm? Watch this channel to learn what to do. We love to farm and we'll show you. Yeah, welcome to our show.